Chuck Carrot. I'm gonna make him an offer again. I'm gonna make him an offer again. I'm a superstitious man. There's some unlucky accident to befall him if he should get shot in the head by a piece of. Or if he should hang him. Or if he's struck by a bolt of lightning. Then I'm going to blame someone that I do not forgive. Look how they massacred my boy.
There are a lot of good and even brilliant movies that are often overlooked by the masses either because they didn't know about it, or they didn't care about it, or they couldn't connect to it, or simply they couldn't understand it. So today we'll talk about the 10 most overlooked movies, whatever the reason may be. Ex Machina. For a second, let us imagine you get to spend a vacation with a billionaire, played brilliantly by Oscar Isaac, in his beautiful home, surrounded by beautiful nature, judging a really beautiful, drop-dead gorgeous android, played by Alicia Vikander. Sounds heavenly, right? Well, think again. It's actually a nightmare, filled with paranoia and tension. I can't reveal any more than that, but it's a really good performance-driven piece, which won an Oscar, by the way. So take a glance at it. Swiss Army Swiss Army Man. As the name suggests, the movie is about a man who gets bit by the radioactive Swiss Army knife and he turns into the Swiss Army Man. The story is about his adventures of going around unscrewing the machine that is the present consumer-driven society. No, I'm sorry for that lame joke. It's actually about a man who is on the verge of suicide, who happens to stumble into a farting corpse, and as a sane person does, proceeds to ride the aforementioned corpse like a jet ski. I've already talked about this beautiful movie in an earlier video, so check that out. It's just a beautiful experience with a brilliant performance from both Paul Dano and Daniel Radcliffe, with a brief cameo from our goddess Mary. So check it out. Enemy from the always magnificent Denis Villeneuve, currently my favorite working director, is about Adam Bell, a professor leading a monotonous life who one day stumbles into a movie starring his doppelganger. And as he pries into the life of his doppelganger, he just opens a Pandora's box, spilling out a massive secret. A tense thriller aided by distinct visuals with an amazing performance from Jake Gyllenhaal. Enemy will leave you scratching your head, especially during the last 15 minutes. And also the lack of attention towards this movie is also mind-boggling. Just mind-boggling. The Thing. This list is filled with sci-fi, and one of the best examples of sci-fi horror, accompanied by one of the greatest, if not the greatest special effects in the movie history, is The Thing, which is or was one of the most overlooked movie at the time of release, mainly due to excess of sci-fi movie releasing at the time. Also with bleaker tone and a more depressing and suspense-driven take on the whole alien genre or topic, rather than action-driven or a family-friendly content, might have caused the disconnect with the audience at the time. I highly urge you to watch the movie. I don't know what Harley is, by the way. Her. I've already talked more than twice about this movie by now, with 2 videos already stating my love for the movie and my infatuation towards the reason behind my sore throat, Joaquin Phoenix. I'll still say that Her is a very beautiful movie. The story revolves around a man going through a depression after a divorce who finds new hope in life after he falls for his operating system, voiced perfectly by Scarlett Johansson. As great as the movie is, I found its box office gross to be quite underwhelming, to say the least. So please check it out. It is worth the watch. Colossal. Colossal, starring Anna Hathaway, one of my favorite actresses, second only to the goddess Kate Blanchett herself, is a unique take on the whole giant monster, Godzilla or kaiju action genre, with great performance from the whole cast, including Jason Sudeikis, and a fresh black comedy about Gloria, who moves back to her hometown after a terrible breakup with her boyfriend, somehow controls the fate of Seoul in South Korea. Ruby Sparks. For a second, let us imagine what would happen if your dream partner happened to come to life, if she was real, equipped with every qualities you ever dreamed of. Moreover, you can upgrade or change or modify the aforementioned partner as per your will. Think about it for a second. Well, what happens next is the whole plot of the Ruby Sparks movie. Equipped with always interesting to watch Paul Dano and Zoe Kazan leading the screen, the movie is a very beautiful off-kilter romance story. Also very overlooked till this point, with its box office only being $3 million. Inherent Vice. I've already talked about Inherent Vice in detail to the point that it damaged my throat for weeks, so fuck it, check out the earlier video. I'll wait. So, checked it out? Well, let's move on then. On its release, it was misunderstood and overlooked, and its box office speaks to the amount of love it had garnered at the time, but packed with amazing performances from the reason behind my sore throat. Even now, Joaquin Phoenix, Josh Brolin and the rest of the cast, it is worth your time and more. So please watch it, and watch it again and again and again. Moon. There are some movies that win numerous critic awards that are simple and amazing, yet they don't get the love that they deserve at the time, and then later on they get hailed as one of the great sci-fi movies of the decade and even get a crappy spiritual successor. That, by Nehru, is the story of Moon, starring Sam Rockwell and Kevin Spacey. The story of Moon revolves around Sam, who near the end of his 3-year contract at Sarang Station, a facility on the far side of the moon, runs into some complication that ends up uncovering a shockingly bitter secret. It's simply mind-blowing how the movie grossed so low. Dark City. Dark City is one of the best and most overlooked movie of the late 90s, even with its theme and visual style similar to the sci-fi juggernaut Matrix, which came a year later, by the way. Deals with the same heavy theme but has a different plot narrative than the Matrix. The movie begins with John waking up in a hotel bathtub with no memory regarding anything, including the murder for which he is wanted by the police. As the story unravels, John begins to unravel a glitch in the Matrix, as you say, leading to a very shocking discovery. A neo-noir sci-fi at its best. Dark City deserved much more than what it got. And with this, I'll end the video. I know there are a lot more movies to be included in the list, but we'll leave it at this for a moment, as I am currently recovering. So, if you think I should have included any other movie, leave it down in the comment section below. As usual, like, share and subscribe. Have a great day or night. Thank you for watching. Sayonara.